Okay, so I'm like weblog illiterate, so you're gonna have to bear with me. The lighting in here sucks because I'm in my living room. Welcome to my little apartment on the Upper East Side. Um, Ironically, I wanted to do this last night, and then somehow my bartending article picked up big time today, and I thought maybe it was a better day to do it. I kind of wish that I didn't look like this, but I worked this morning, and my hair is a disaster, and you can see my bra, and it's kind of gross. And I smell, but you can't smell me, so that's good. What I wanted to do was give a little PSA that I'm going to try and keep short, but knowing me, it won't stay short. Um, it seems really ironic coming from me, but I think it's a little bit about online bullying. I've always really respected Dan Savage's It Gets Better program. I think it is one of the best programs out there to help not just LGBT kids, but kids in general who are bullied, and especially in this day and age when it's so easy. I mean, there is no safe place. You can't go home and get away from it like I could when I was 13, 14. I was bullied my whole life. I can still to this day remember the two girls that made it so that my mother had to pull me out of Catholic school when I was 10, 11. Courtney and Christina. I still remember someone stealing my journal in 8th grade and scanning it and putting copies of it all over the lockers in middle school. I remember the varsity soccer team tying condoms to my front door after they forked my lawn and having to explain it to my mother. And, I remember the one time I stuck up for another girl that was getting bullied, and I have never been more proud of myself. I was 17, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And since then, I write a lot of snarky stuff. I write some stuff about celebrities, particularly Lindsay Lohan, Fair Abraham. I think because they put themselves out there, and there's just a lack of self-awareness that's there, and they're fodder, and that is what celebrity is. They're getting paid for it. Not that I think it really makes it right, but I don't think I necessarily bully them. I could be wrong, but that's my take on that. Earlier this week, I had a rough 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. A guy that I really liked, that I thought really liked me, that I thought was gonna stick around, didn't, and he bailed. And I had a kidney infection and was in the ER twice, and everything just seemed to kind of feel like the rug was being pulled out under me. And I got this really long tweet, and I have thick skin, man. I mean, after the Steph's dead dad tweets, where someone was pretending to be my dead father tweeting from hell, I kind of thought I saw it all, and I was prepared for it. I'm a writer. I write some controversial shit. That's what I do. It's what I love. I am used to it now. It took a while, but, I'm used to it. But there was one specific tweet that was really long, and I remember reading it, and I just fell apart. I don't know if it was because maybe there was an air of truth to it. I'm self-aware enough to know, when people call me out for things that I do, or things that I am, or the self-consciousness that I have. But it wasn't just that. It was the level of cruelty that came with it. And I remember calling my mom crying and sitting there thinking, fuck, dude, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe this person's right. They went off on how I wasn't a good writer, and I was going to be a bartender for the rest of my life, and I didn't belong in New York City, and just all these horrible things that you think at 27 someone wouldn't say, or if they wanted to say, would at least have the balls to put their name on it. This was an anonymous Twitter account. Someone created this account specifically to harass me. I wrote a really long response back that took me a while to think about. I was open and honest with the fact that last year I suffered from depression so bad that it came to a point where I almost killed myself. And I know a lot of people might look at me and go, why the fuck would someone like her kill herself? I don't know. I just know that I was there, and I know that there was a period of time where my life hung literally between the space of the windowsill ledge in my bedroom and the pipe where the belt was. And depression sucks, and I bust my ass every day to get past it. I am not on pills. I am not on medication. I want to get better on my own. I'm not knocking medication at all. I'm just saying that was my choice. In the last year, I've worked my ass off with being focused about my show and trying to better my situation and trying to take advantage of something that I know that I'm good at, whether this person says I'm not or someone else says I'm not. I know that there are a lot of things I suck at, but writing is not one of them. But I'm 27, and to be honest, I have thick skin. You know, this sucked for a day, and I wrote my response, and then I moved on. And I won't think about that person again, and, you know, they'll pop up again just like the Steph's Dead Dad ones, because these people have no lives, and they're cowards, and they're bored. I get it. And if the show ever takes off and I do become this person that people know, I know that there's going to be a lot worse, and I am prepared for it. But I just have to sit there and think about what would have happened if I was 15 or 14 or 12. Because when I was that age, it was AIM. It wasn't something you took home with you. It was, you had a safe place in your bedroom where you didn't have to hear about the mean girl saying things about you, or you had your space. I think people like the people that come out and try and bully me make it so much easier for the younger kids to do it too. There's a reason the person that wrote what they wrote to me didn't put their name on it. It's because it's embarrassing. They thought they were humiliating me by pointing things out about me, my self-consciousness, things I do. I don't give a shit. When have I ever cared about what people thought about me? But I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to be associated with that kind of cruelty, with that kind of lack of a life and cowardice, and above all, that lack of accountability, where if you feel so strongly about something, if that opinion you think is so true, you should be able to put your name on it. I think there's a huge problem, as much as I believe in freedom of speech, with sites like Twitter that make it so easy for kids to be bullied and berated and treated so terribly to a point that they commit suicide. And there's no accountability. You can't find out who that kid is that bullied them. You might never know who killed your child, who was so mean to your child that your child literally thought it would never get better. And I think I am not the poster child for that. I don't get bullied that much anymore, and even if I do, I fight back, and trust me, I don't think you really want to fight with me. But I know that there has to be some kind of conversation about the accountability of sites like Twitter and the ability to protect kids that aren't strong enough to look at these people and say, what a fucking idiot, what a coward, you know, who spends 20 minutes creating a fake Twitter account, what kind of life do you have? There are kids that just don't have that, and it's because they're kids, and they deserve better than that, and they deserve better protection. And this is not about me. I have my own demons, and I deal with them every day. There were things that almost pushed me over a ledge last year, and I know what they are and who they were, and it has nothing to do with Twitter or what anonymous people think about me. But I know that everybody has different triggers, and I know that those things might not be triggers for me, but they can be triggers for kids. And if anything comes from this, it's not a pity party for me, because I could give a shit less what anyone thinks about me. If I end up in Charleston bartending the rest of my life, I will be a happy person. If I make this show, I will be a happy person. If people read my stuff, I'll be a happy person. If I am just a good person, I'll be a happy person, regardless of what anonymous people on Twitter think about me. But I just hope this person can look themselves in the mirror and know that you took the time out of your day to literally bully a girl that a year ago was in such a bad place that suicide was an option. And you're making it okay for other kids to do that to children who don't have the strength to step off the ledge without the belt around their neck. I know you think it's funny, or you and your friends think it's innocent, But when you wake up the next morning and see the status update that this person is no longer there, that classmate that you didn't even know their last name, you didn't know anything about them, you don't know that they were in band or that they were, really close with their grandma, you didn't know anything about them, and now they're dead because you thought it was funny to make their life harder. There has to be some kind of dialogue about that. Dan Savage is right. It gets better. For whoever you are, whether you're a gay kid or a trans kid, or you're just a chubby kid, or that nerdy kid that everyone picks on, that was me, or the kid that everyone thought had anorexia, that was me. It does get better, but adults like us have to take the opportunity to see when we get bullied and not just pretend it doesn't bother us, but be outraged that these people exist without accountability. I don't know if it's something that Twitter needs to handle. I don't know if it's something parents need to handle, or kids, or schools. I just know that I would never want a 15-year-old kid to wake up and have to read the message that I read that day. I would never have to imagine a kid 13 years old waking up to a Twitter handle that's making fun of their dead father, like I did. I'm an adult and I can do it. Those kids can't. And I think, if anything, I don't know if what I have to say will change anything. I just hope that the person that wrote me that message, there were two actually, who wrote me the two messages, and if it's the same person that did the Steph's Dead Dad stuff, I have to feel sorry for you, because you have to look at yourself in the mirror every day. And now you get to know that I was a girl on a ledge. And for all you know, what you sent me could have completely sent me back there. I fight it every single day. I am a happy person for the most part. I had my heart broken a lot more than I should. I have a great family. I like my job. I like what I do. I love to write. But I wake up every day knowing that there is something that might trigger this feeling that getting up on that windowsill might be a good idea again. And the fact that you so callously think that you can just risk that and risk someone's life is embarrassing, and you should be embarrassed. And to anyone else who does the same shit, you should be embarrassed. I look in my mirror every day and I see everything. I see my insecurities, I see, the terrible freckles on my nose, I see my small boobs, I see everything about me that I don't like, and I see everything about me that I do. My abs, my body, my hair, my teeth, my personality, my ability to write, my family. And that's enough for me. There's nothing I look at in the mirror that makes me feel like a shitty person. I hope when you watch this, and I know you will sit and think about the kids that don't make it out after comments like the ones you left. And I have to wonder how it feels to look in the mirror every day and know that you are a bully. To know that you were so embarrassed of the things that you had to say to me that you couldn't put your name on them. If they were true, if you believed them wholeheartedly, I would expect you to have at least the dignity of tying your name to them, but you didn't. It's really fucking easy to be an asshole behind a computer anonymously. It takes a lot of guts to put your name to what you're doing. You don't have guts. You're embarrassing, and I feel sorry for you. To all the other kids who get bullied, I promise it does get better. No matter what you choose to do, whether you choose to be a rocket scientist or in a band, or, you want to write about sex and sports for the rest of your life and have to explain it to every guy you go out with. It gets better, and no asshole on Twitter is worth taking your own life, or feeling bad about yourself, or letting depression creep up on you. There's so many outlets where you can go for help where this person doesn't exist. They don't matter. And I hope, if nothing else, seeing someone like me, a 27-year-old adult who's pretty confident, even when I look like this, I get bullied too, and I will get through it, and you will too. So that's my message, and it's pretty, public access, whatever, but that's my message. I hope, if nothing else, it changes one person's mind before they go to be really cool with someone else. You get nothing from it, dude. You get nothing from being cool, but you get a lot from being a good person. Don't be the person that wakes up the next morning and sees the person that you bullied is dead. You will live with that for the rest of your life, and that person's family will have to live without them. And for what? 140 characters of cruelty. It's not worth it. Thank you for listening. Go Terps. Go Yankees. And yeah, that's all I got.